Hi there. This is Cindy Rowe, your host of the Kindness Advantage podcast, where in 10 minutes or less, I will share ideas with you on how to implement kindness not only into your workplace, but your personal life as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I feel like is a topic that might be a little controversial. Actually, I just spoke with somebody this morning, and he was fired up about a recent post I made. But today, I want to talk about compassionate leadership and really what that means. So, hopefully, you will find this useful. And with my conversation that I had this morning, I hope I was able to give him a little bit of insight on the importance of leading with compassion and being that compassionate leader. We know it's difficult at times, but if we train ourselves to see everybody as a human that they are versus just another employee or a number fill in a spot, we can really make a difference. So, what does compassionate leadership entail? And I'm going to dive in a little bit. So I hope you stick with me. Um, and I hope you find it valuable, actually, that you can incorporate this into your workplace environment. So, compassionate leadership, in my mind, is leading with empathy and kindness and understanding, putting people first. Creating an environment where they will thrive, right? And I think post COVID, we are searching for so much more at our workplace. We've all been through so much stress over the last few years, right? And not just at the workplace, right? We're finding that stress at home. The awareness of our mental health is just from that pandemic and what we all experienced is really something that we need to take in con, you know into consideration when we are leading people at work, right? Everything is very complex and stressful, so I just think that being a compassionate leader is so important right now. When people feel valued and respected and supported, they are more likely to be engaged, motivated, and productive. And I've shared that tidbit before when I've talked about leading with kindness. And kindness and compassion are very similar. I think they're so close to each other, on how we view them or define them, right? Um, you know, it's just, I feel like the compassionate aspect is something that makes for a very effective leader. You're recognizing that the employee is not just a resource, but that they're a unique human that brings their own perspective, their own talent, their own experience, and of course, emotions. But they bring that all to the table. And, when you are a compassionate leader, you understand that people are bringing their own experiences and emotions, and their own struggles, maybe to the workplace. Uh, we, I've shared before that we never know what's happening behind the closed door of their home, and sometimes the employees, our coworkers, will come to work, and they might be really rude or quick to answer or short. And it most likely has nothing to do with you. It has to do with whatever they're dealing with at home. So, knowing that people have their own struggles, and creating a workplace where people feel safe and supported and empowered to, reach their full potential. I just actually saw something, I never even heard of it. It's called the paper ceiling. And I had to research it a little bit. And it's where, employees feel like there's that block, that ceiling of as far as they can get advancing in a career because they don't have a college degree, and how that actually creates uh, disengagement. So, just another layer that people have to deal with in leadership roles. Um, and I just want to really make sure you understand this, that um, it is compassionate leadership is not just a mindset, right? And I share that too about kindness. It's not just a mindset, but it's actually, behaviors and practices, and we have to constantly um, do those things, right? We have to keep flexing that compassionate leadership muscle. Just like I say, we have to, I have to be very intentional, and I flex my kindness muscle on a regular basis so that it becomes more natural. It becomes more of an instinct versus something that I have to pull in deep, and just it just happens naturally. Right. And so I think one thing that's really super important with compassionate leadership is that you are actively listening to, and having that empathy and respect for your employees that work for you. I am focusing really hard this year on active listening, and I know it's a skill set. And it needs something that I need to do better for me personally. So, as a leader, having that active listening skill set, taking the time to understand your members. I just lost my thought. Um, their perspective, I guess, uh, and appreciating them, and recognizing the employees' contributions, celebrating their successes. I talk about that too, but being present goes along with that active listening. Right. So when you are speaking with your employee, your team member, your staff, or whatever, um, you are focused, you're in the moment, you're listening to whatever it is, their concern, their excitement. They're the only thing that you're worried about right now, not the 10 things on your to-do list, or the next meeting that you have to rush to. You are paying attention to them, actively listening, and you know being there. Okay. um, and I think what that allows you to do is build the right relationship with your employees. And they begin to trust you. They begin to feel valued. They begin to feel respected. They begin to feel cared for. And those types of people are the ones you want on your team, because they're going to work hard. They're going to be all in, right? So I found an example of compassionate leadership that I wanted to share with you. So um, it was a CEO of a large tech company that holds regular town hall meetings with employees to address their concerns and their questions. The CEO encourages employees to take time off when needed. And right, that's hard to do sometimes, right? Because, well, we have to fill that spot, but to encourage that, allows for them to get the mental health and wellness that they need, that break, and then they're going to come back, right? More charged up. So, this company has a strong culture of trust and collaboration, and employees feel supported and empowered to do their best. So, that was just one example that I found. The other one was a manager at a healthcare organization that makes an effort to connect with her team on a personal level. She takes time to listen to their stories, their concerns, celebrate their achievements, and provides constructive feedback in a supportive way. As a result, her team has a high level of morale and engagement, and they consistently deliver high quality patient care, which is right on target. So, my advice to you, and I know this is a little bit longer than typical, but I'm really passionate about it, and I feel like there's such a desire and need for it right now. Just start small and be consistent. Compassionate leadership is not something that you can just say you're going to do and it's going to happen overnight, right? But it's continually practicing it. And start by active listening, being present, show appreciation for their contributions, and celebrate their successes. And be open and honest in your communication. And always strive to have a safe, supportive environment for your team. And I have shared this before, but kindness and compassion, it's not a weakness. And you will see it once you start putting it into play, you will see the benefits. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this resonated with you at all, I would love it if you share it with a friend or a coworker or your manager. um, but yeah, and drop me a comment so I know that you've listened. Please follow along, hit that subscribe button. It really means the world to me. And I'll leave you like I leave you every week. Together, we can create waves of change through kindness. Have a great day.